I've built this persona that I'm always laughing and having a good time, and it's quite often, as we're going to find out, not the truth. I played soccer growing up from 8 to 13, and I went to a new school, Torrens Valley, and all my mates there were playing footy. So I was like, okay, well, I can't play soccer because they're not doing that on the weekends. They're all hanging out playing on Saturdays together. So I joined the school team, and straight away I had no idea what I was doing. I was still socking it on the ground and was just the worst player ever. But the love came from just those Saturdays hanging out with mates, and my family were big Crows people. So seeing the Crows, seeing the Cloud, Modra, Rashudo, going to games, like the crowd, I just loved everything about it growing up. I remember it clear as day. The first time that my anxiety creeped in was under 15s, Friday night, we're playing Hope Valley at Hope Valley. And all during the school day, for some reason, out of nowhere, I was like, I do not want to play this game. Like, I don't. There's no reason. I go home and get prepped for the game and just burst into tears in my room, and mum and dad are like, what's going on? And I said, I quit. I'm done, out of nowhere. That's the first memory of when my anxiety crept up, and I thought, okay, I've never felt that before. That was the start of a pattern that continued throughout my whole career.
Gold Coast Suns, Daniel Gorringe, Norwood, Tea Tree Gully.
I had a goal in my draft year to go top 10, and was lucky enough to go top 10. And when I got up there, the whole scene was different to what I thought it would be. It's a big shock to the system. But going up there with I think we had 35, 18-year-olds, it was good to go through the same experiences together and work out what it is to be an AFL footballer. And I remember being extremely proud of myself for making it this far, and the realisation that, I believed in something I could do from 13, 14, 15, and I'm now doing was unbelievable. But I kind of took the foot off the gas, I think, as soon as I got up there.
You got any issues, or?
Yeah, probably being too buff, too good with chicks, doing lots of push-ups in the gym are pretty good, playing footy I'm alright, Sometimes I eat too much, so now, go out, paparazzi are out there. When I
Really bottled it, really masked it, didn't tell anyone what was happening. I kind of kept it all to myself. My family, friends didn't know. Deep down, loved the sport, but I hated being part of it, if that makes sense. I loved what it came with. I get to hang out with my mates. I loved that I was representing my family, and they'd tell their friends, and everyone would watch the games, but I actually hated doing it. So it was super bittersweet being up there. I kind of had this system in my head that I made up that if I had 6 touches on the weekend, no one liked me. If I had 12 on the weekend, I'd be okay. If I had 20, I'm the best person in the world. So I did that throughout my whole career. I made football my personality and based my worth on it, which is the worst thing I could have ever done.
He's only played 26 in his career, but these signs aren't great. The frustration when you do all the work, you're a month outside the opening bounce of round 1, and you injure yourself in a pre-season game. He'd be disappointed with that.
It broke from the football sense out into my everyday life when I got to Carlton. That was when I realised that this is now taking over my life. By the end of it, my mental state and not wanting to play footy actually wanted injuries. I wanted to be injured so I could use that as a scapegoat for not being on the field and not being this highly touted player that everyone said I would be. So that was during a period where it was all reaching a pretty bad spot. So I hurt my foot and had a hot spot in my foot. And the physios and doctors at the time said, look, it's okay. It's in a spot where you probably can't do more damage to it. And at the time I was saying, I just wish this physio and doctor would say, you can't play for 6 weeks. In 2017, I had nothing. I was delisted, money in the bank, next to zilch. I had no purpose anymore, didn't have any identity. We speak about my self-worth attached to football. That was completely gone. And it got to a real bad spot where I was, really seriously considering not wanting to be here anymore. And at the time, the only way I knew was to just block everyone out. I don't think it's a natural conversation to tell your mum, hey, I'm thinking about not being around anymore. Well, it's not a normal thing that you say to your mum. So to even thinking about that conversation was super hard, and I didn't tell her at the time. I just said to her, look, I'm not good here at all. Like, I'm really, really not good, and I don't want to tell you how bad I am, but I just need you to just hug me and just to be here because it's getting bad. The first and best thing is to tell someone, so you're not doing it by yourself. I tried, and there's no point. It's like banging your head against a brick wall. So the first thing I did was reach out, and that instantly made me feel better. The second thing was seeing a psych and just making sure that I'm not making this stuff up in my head, that this is normal to be feeling this way. And the third thing that I did, and the best thing I've ever done, is I've taken it easy on myself. I'm just trying to work it all out. I'm a human, I'm not Superman, I'm not this glorious footballer that everyone thought he was going to be. I'm just a human being that's trying to work it out like we all are. It's funny it comes back to football. My love again now is football. That I'm not playing. It's kind of a weird concept, but I love that I found something I'm truly passionate about. I love that I think about it 24/7 in a positive way. I love that it consumes so much of my energy.
We haven't lost a game this year. We just beat the Premiers, so...
Let's bring it in. Welcome to the ceremony. The lid's off ceremony.
B's back on for a little bit. It's easy to get carried away. Things are going pretty well, so lucky I kept these.
I definitely have found the reason why I'm around. I love nothing more than making football content and making people laugh. I love knowing that I can make a video and someone might have had a really bad day, but for 5 seconds they can have a laugh and forget about it. That is my purpose and my reason why now.